Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. What is it? Happy Thursday to you, to you and your family. Hopefully you can, hold your head high knowing that you're doing the best that you can. So what I want to do is kind of show you obviously Bitcoin here. That's kind of the standard stuff, but help you understand best practice, big picture. So if you are new to the channel, just know I'm not a financial advisor. I love teaching people to trade. And my goal is to help you become a better trader, simply put. So if you want that for yourself, CryptoCache.tech is a website, link in the description below. Check that out in your own time, of course, and we can learn and grow together as we do. I also provide you with a trading academy where you actually learn to become a better trader. Everything I know, I teach you there, as well as the fact that I send out some signals, and we've been hitting pretty good signals lately. I mean, we just took some serious profits on Sandbox yesterday, which I'll probably cover here later today, as well as the fact that we're able to kind of work within this channel that we're in right now. Okay, this range that we're in for Bitcoin is a pretty consistent range. It's making higher lows and tentative higher highs. And what I mean by that is, of course, this higher high is not dramatically higher than this, but it is still higher nonetheless. So we're kind of still within this channel here, right between just say 22,000 as a round number, and maybe just say 19,000 as a low. So 19 to 22 is a nice little range. Okay, so we're just basically, as a trader, the best thing to identify is when you're range bound, and we work within that. And then obviously when it breaks that trend, then you adjust effectively. But for the moment, we are range bound at this time, and we can expect Bitcoin to continue to kind of maintain that. All right, just something to kind of throw out there, of course, if you didn't already know that. So taking a look here at some of the standard stuff. Keep in mind, we're not going to look at the monthly or the weekly. I look at that pretty consistently. I have basically weekly reviews as well to ensure that we understand kind of what that looks like. We're still under key level resistances, and until we break back above this trend line here, which is closer to 24,000, we don't really have a bullish type of sentiment, okay? Even then, it would be very tentative. And what I mean by that is the 50-day simple moving average is averaging itself out down with this trend line here, pretty concurrent, and that's a very standard situation. Okay, so the 50-day SMA, I want to see a solid closure above that for no less than a week, I would say. Honestly, we just break above, don't get super excited, but if we can maintain above the 50 for a little while, then we're going to be in pretty good shape to see that continuation, likely up and sideways. So again, we'll check that out later, but just generally speaking, that's something we want to kind of focus on for the moment, is understand that we are still in an overall downtrend. Until that downtrend is broken, we have to expect it to continue. All right, so down below as well, we also see RSI, Relative Strength Index, is creeping up closer to 50. Just know that 50 has been a strong resistance shelf for Bitcoin ever since April. So we've literally been 3 months straight of relative strength index under 50, which basically just implies that, again, that confirms this bearish type of divergence. Okay, so it's pretty standard, pretty normal, nothing groundbreaking there, but getting up over 50 would be a pretty big deal. And what's interesting is getting up over 50 on the RSI here would almost pretty much put us above this trend line once it happens. So there's going to be this natural thing that happens where the price action eventually will retest that 50-day SMA, and then, of course, push the RSI up over 50. It's an interesting phenomenon that occurs quite often. When you break through 50 on the moving average, you can commonly break through 50 on the RSI, and that's kind of something we want to look for. We're not there yet, but it's something to look forward to, I guess you could say. All right, so take a look at the 4-hour. Here's kind of where we're at here with the 4. We can see that we are kind of above and below certain key level resistances on the moving average. So in other words, the 50 and the 200 are effectively above the price action, so those will work potentially as resistance levels, but we're above the 20. So, to me, that shows that we're on the right side of the tracks, but we're not quite there yet. So in other words, we're doing well, we're crossing the tracks, but we're not not exactly safe. So I wouldn't say by any stretch that you should just take a long position, but the thing we do want to celebrate is the fact that we are making higher lows on the 4-hour. And we're also making those higher lows on the longer term daily. So those all translate into much better performance and essentially more consistency there. So the fact that we're having this continuation pattern implies that we might see a small retracement down to just say 20,000, but we'll likely see a leg up from there. Okay, so again, nice, healthy continuation patterns here. I like this. We're also broken above 50 on the RSI on the 4-hour, which to me isn't, again, groundbreaking, but it is important to be back up above there to generally give us that inclination that we're going to be on the right side there for a while. Because if we saw what happened previously, once we broke up over 50 on the RSI, we stayed there for some time until the price action inevitably came back down. So ultimately, looking for an RSI up over 50 is a positive thing, both on the 4-hour and more specifically the 1 day. 4-hour, again, not phenomenal, but it is helpful. Taking a look at the MACD, we can also see we had a moving average convergence divergence yesterday morning, and that is effectively happening right now. In other words, we're absolutely a bullish convergence essentially at this point, and that's a positive thing. It should likely continue. We've still got plenty of room on the oscillator here, and effectively it's not anywhere close to being overextended. So take a look at TD sequential. Yes, it is at a 9. This is a very healthy continuation. This is the staircase type of pattern that I like to look for. So the fact that even though we are at a 9, which we've done previously, and it continued past that, the likelihood of the price action going up from here is still pretty great. I do not feel that we're going to be stuck and continue down lower just based on its nice continuation pattern. Keep this in mind, we do have somewhat of a resistance shelf here right at this Fibonacci level at 20,500, which is where the price action could not pass previously, and there's a strong chance we could see that work as a resistance level here soon. So if I were you, I'd set a profit target at 20,450, for example, if you're going to get in right now for it, just to kind of give you something to shoot for. Because again, you always want to shoot for something that's just below a key level resistance. Okay, so as far as the profit targets are concerned, Fibonacci levels at 1, you do 0.99, right? That's essentially the concept. You want to go just below to ensure you get filled. But either way, that's kind of where we're at for the 4-hour. Yes, we are quote unquote overextended on TD sequential, but it's really not that big of an overextension if you look at how nice and healthy these continuation of these corrections are. It increases 1 or 2 hours, 1 or 2 4-hour time frames, basically 8 to 12 hours at a time, and then it retraces for another 12 hours. So it's positive in the sense of the fact that it's making higher lows is a really important thing to know. Okay, so again, very good stuff there in that sense. Keep this in mind too. We also have these are really nice patterns if you take a look at this here. I mean, look at this. First of all, we hit a 9 back here, got a little reset. Came back up to another 9, our next higher high, and got a reset down to 9. What do you know? We hit our bottom rate here, our bottom floor, so to speak, right around 19,800. Excuse me, which is coincidentally our all-time support level, so to speak, based on previous highs in prior cycles. So again, this is a good area to be able to bounce off of, so to speak. We came down to a 9, and now we ramped back up. So the likelihood of another 6 to 12 hours, 6 to 10 hours in that range of further upside is higher. Okay. Now, I wouldn't expect the price to continue shooting higher because this was a pretty large candlestick here, and that did effectively, there's some profits being taken right now. But for lack of better terms, if we continue to hit 9s, which we have consistently throughout this entire last 24 to 48 hour period, we should expect the price action to continue higher from here. It just kind of seems like it has that, it feels like that's what it wants to do. Taking a look at the cloud too, we broke cleanly and soundly above the cloud. Finally, we haven't been above the cloud in quite some time here. It's been roughly 5 trading days since we tested the cloud last. Now that we're above that, of course, we had this false positive back here. We're still above. We're in very, very good shape. So I would say at this point, taking a short position is a terrible idea. It's not great. It would be very risky based on the fact that we are above a lot of key level supports. And everything is looking good here. Even the lagging span is free and clear of price action. So, in that sense, the inverse of not taking a short position would be a long. So, not saying you should take a long position. You do what you want, work within your risk tolerance, but I'm going to be looking more towards a long myself. Not necessarily for Bitcoin because we already have one open and I'm confident we'll hit our targets. We opened this a couple days ago, but on the same accord, Ethereum, BNB, there's a few other ones too if you want to gamble with GMT. Some of those are ones that you can definitely maximize your benefit from here in the relative near future. So I do think long positions are much more on the cards right now than a short. So just, again, proceed with caution. Always recommend smaller position sizing when we have range-bound activity and we're in a bearish type of market. It's just the best way to survive, in my opinion. I prefer to survive in the bear market than thrive. I know it sounds crazy. Why not? When I can, I know I converted at a high rate. I'd much rather use a different strategy in this climate than I do a traditional, bullish type of market. So if you're part of my trading community, you'll know that we have a different strategy in place right now with a moving target trailing stop loss and a few other factors that are really important to kind of leave your trades open, so to speak, because we're stuck within a range. So why get stopped out when it could just come right back to recover, like we saw here where Bitcoin tried to come down to about 19,000, got rejected. So all good stuff here. I like what I see. I think Bitcoin is mostly bullish temporarily. Just note that 20,500, 20,600 could be a resistance level that may in fact pose a slight problem. I wouldn't say a major problem, but definitely something that needs to be acknowledged. So again, a target, just say at 20,500, 20,525 would be better than 20,600, right? Because that's right where that key level Fibonacci retracement line is. So again, just something to think about. All right, well, I hope that you found benefit. You learned something here today. If so, comment below, all that good stuff. If you want to become a better trader, CryptoCache.tech is a site, link in the description below. Obviously, I do offer discounts for military and third world countries as well. So feel free to email me at your earliest. And only use the contact information down below. I provide that for complete transparency. I'm not going to hit you up on a WhatsApp or whatever else they're trying to solicit you in the comment sections down below. Okay, I'll respond to you. I will never initiate. Just know that. All right. Well, I greatly appreciate you. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you.